Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. More than 150 former EPA employees are very upset about the nomination of Andrew Wheeler to the Virginia governor's cabinet. Ex-EPA officials who worked under both Republican and Democratic administrations detailed their concerns to the Democrat-led chamber in a sharply worded letter. As EPA Administrator, Mr. Wheeler pursued an extremist approach, methodically weakening EPA's ability to protect public health and the environment, instead favoring polluters. Mr. Wheeler also sidelined science at the agency, ignored both agency and outside experts, rolled back rules to cut greenhouse gases and protect the climate. These 150 ex-bureaucrats claim that they represent science and they represent the environment. Their belief system is centered around the idea that carbon dioxide is a pollutant. Carbon dioxide forms the basis of all life on Earth, but these ex-EPA officials think we need to cut way back on the amount in the atmosphere. And they also believe that wind farms are very good for the environment. In Australia, a lot of environmental activists are becoming very angry about the mess being made in the name of protecting the environment. Huge areas of wilderness are being destroyed by people who say they're saving the planet from carbon dioxide. According to the EPA, this is clean energy. And under their definition, this is called carbon pollution. And they believe that providing the energy which people need to survive is an extremist approach. Apparently, anyone who doesn't share their irrational fears of carbon dioxide is an extremist. Here's another article in the press today. Climate change bombshell has more than 500,000 lives saved due to Britain's mild winters. But then they go on and say this is not necessarily good news. Scientists have warned at the same time that a sixth mass extinction event is in progress on Earth as the planet is ravaged by floods and rising sea levels. So never mind the actual 500,000 lives saved, they're more interested in their apocalypse fantasies about the future. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, sea level is rising 1.7 to 1.8 millimeters per year. Most animals can move more than 1.8 millimeters per year, so it's a little difficult to see how this is causing mass extinction. And as far as flooding goes, all of the most deadly floods occurred a long time ago. Death rates from all types of natural disasters, including weather, are down 95% from a century ago. There is no evidence that the human race faces extinction from global warming. The actual trends show the exact opposite. Climate alarmism is based on ignorance and superstition, and it always has been. In the 16th century, tens of thousands of people were burned at the stake because the public believed they were witches who were cooking the weather. People believed that the weather had changed for the worse, and they also believed that it had to be somebody's fault. Current superstitions about weather and climate are no more intelligent. Instead of blaming witches for bad weather, Democrats now blame Republicans. And at the same time Democrats are mired down in their climate apocalypse fantasies, China's ramping up their coal production to record levels. They understand that energy is necessary to keep people warm during the winter. And they also understand that ramping up coal production is necessary to fuel the country's economic growth. In saner times, this sort of thinking would be called common sense. But when people like Andrew Wheeler engage in common sense in this country, they get called an extremist. There isn't any evidence of a climate crisis, but as George Orwell said in his novel 1984, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Toto has been pulling back the curtain on this ridiculous cancel culture for the past 14 years. You can visit him, Curie, and Caesar on the web at realclimatescience.com.